To the left of me, I got a lawyer, right? Me and the lawyer did not see eye to eye for a while. All right, guys, I'm Kelly Johnson with Shine Detailing, and I'm gonna go over 3 things to choose when you're picking your shop. 3 huge things.
For people who don't know, Kelly, how long you been in business?
So we've been in business since 2018. We've had this exact shop for almost 6 years now.
Is this your first shop?
It is my first shop. So we actually subleased a shop before this. So I wouldn't consider that my shop, but we did have a shop, but it was a definite corner of that shop.
All right, Kelly, what's the first tip?
All right, guys, the first tip is space, right? We don't want to be too small and we don't want to be too big, right? But we need to look at the outcome in the next 1 to 5 years and say, hey, I want to do PPF, I want to do tint, I need certain spaces for, places for that to be done, but don't be complacent. Don't say, I need to be only this to be busy, right? You got to push the envelope. Complacency kills business growth.
Now, a lot of detailers, window tinters, they want to jump into a shop ASAP. And sometimes they're like, I want to jump into a shop and I'll figure it out as I go with the bills, with the marketing. What's your advice on that? Is that a great way to just go for it or plan a little bit?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I feel like, getting into a shop has to be a gut feeling. I truly have always followed my gut with business, and I also make myself uncomfortable intentionally. So if you feel the need and you see the drive for business, whether people are calling you saying, hey, I need tint, PPF, wraps, powder coating, you need a shop, right? Those things are things that have to be done in a location. A business, a physical location sets a precedence, right? So if somebody calls me and they say, hey, I want you to do a full front on my Tesla Model Y, X, S3, whatever it is, can I come to your location? And you say, come to my condo, right? It just sets a weird vibe. Even though you may do great work, it just puts a vibe into the client and puts a mindset into them that they may have a little bit of trust issues. So our goal in business owners as a business owner, is to make our clients feel comfortable, build value, right? And that shop is a safe haven for that. So
now, this shop, man, it looks pretty full already, Kelly.
Yeah.
Have you outgrown it? Are you still growing with it? Do you have more space outside? How do you balance that?
Yeah, so right now we're there. We could expand, but we're also there's a certain point in business where you learn how to adjust things and make your footprint, like what you have in the shop, work for you. So a lot of things we're learning how to work with our installers on speed and time. That way we can put certain projects certain places and make our actual footprint we have more cost effective. So as of right now, yes, we could use a bigger shop, but I'm challenging our guys as well as myself to figure out how we can become more profitable in a smaller space right now. All right, guys, when you're selecting a location, right? I will say it again, location is key. So when you're selecting a place to do business, make sure that business, and take a surrounding look. I mean, you have Google, you can access per capita, per household, luxury holdings, like what do people do in the area? What are the homes worth, right? All that stuff is gonna play into effect of where you do business, right? So if you choose a lower location, yes, you may be busy, right? You may be busy, but the dollar amount for those projects are gonna be lower. So if you're trying to search for the higher dollar projects, you gotta put yourself right smack dab in those locations. A lot of shops in LA, they flourish, right? But they're in downtown LA. There is younger generations there. There's big money there. There's crypto. There's Bitcoin. There's all these things in those big cities that help businesses grow. But you got to be willing to take on that high rent.
And how long did you look for a spot, or how did this come about?
Yeah, so we were actually in my condo. Funny to think about that, but we were in my condo and then we bounced over to a friend's shop to kind of bridge the gap. We kind of were forced to look for a shop based on like what we did, and it was kind of just didn't fit with the shop that we were in. But yeah, we looked for a shop for a better part of 6 to 8 months. So if you feel like you're ready to make the leap for a shop, just start putting in with real estate agents and say, hey, is there any locations, or kind of stop by. We just drove around and popped into leasing offices and just asked them if they have any units available, if we could take a look. So the third huge thing that I never thought would play in existence is look at your businesses around you. So even though we are in a warehouse, technically, there are businesses that have been here for 15 to 20 years that rented way before us, that developed businesses where they need quiet spaces. And it's not the leasing office's fault. It's everybody trying to make a living, right? So you got to figure out how, look around, say, hey, to the left of me, I got a lawyer, right? Me and the lawyer did not see eye to eye for a while because it was loud. It was, we were disrespectful. We were young. So, a lot of that stuff plays in effect. And to the right, we have a woodworking shop. So the woodworking shop creates dust, right? So now we have to work with him and say, hey, in between these hours and we're laying film, can we minimize dust? And then he worked with us and put some stuff up in his shop, ventilation. So look at your surrounding locations and surrounding businesses, not only for downfalls, but also, things to pull from, right? We have great locations in here, a lot of Pilates companies, a lot of fitness, CrossFit, financial advisors, learning centers, car rental places. So we have other locations that we can pull business from too. So it's huge. Take a look around you and see what you got.
In your opinion, keeping it cool with your neighbors, is it very important, or you just mind your own business, high and by?
Yep.
Give them an apple pie when you.
Yep.
What do you do, man? What do you think?
So 100%, I would advise you. When I was young, 6 years ago, I still think I'm young. I'm 36, but when I was 30, I thought that I got a shop and I was Mr. King, right? Like I could do whatever I wanted to. Well, reality slaps you in the face really hard. So I was trying to fight a lawyer, right? And that lawyer pretty much said, "Hey, I'm going to take you to court and I'm going to sue you." Right? And then you put your tail in between your legs pretty quick. So I would advise you just to make amends with whoever you have problems with right out the gate. For one, there's cities involved, right? So we do things as detailers and people that can be a problem if they reach sewage drains and stuff like that. So for instance, 2 months ago, we had a guy drive by and he wasn't happy that water got on his car, even though every 2 weeks God decides to put water in your car, right? But he wasn't happy that he drove through soap and water, came up to us, was upset, and I couldn't remedy the situation, so he called the city. And the city came out and said we had to have a containment match, which we already do. We have to stop the water from going to the drains, which we already do. And it was 2 weeks of just back and forth to the city, and we were in the right, we weren't in the wrong, but still, I could have just said, "Hey, what can I do for you to make your day better?" Right? We don't know what people are going through around us, so just be kind to people. Ask them how you can help.
Now, last question is, what's your opinion on if you're looking for a place and there's already a PPF shop, a detail shop, still get that location, or go look somewhere else?
Okay. You have to look inward when you find somewhere and you see, like we have 3 wrap shops, tint and PPF shops in this location. So I've been here for 6 years. Never one of those people have affected me at all. I operate differently, and you will not duplicate what Shine does. Value, communication, customer service, hours that we meet, product that we delivered, you won't duplicate that. I feel that every business has something that somebody else can't duplicate. And if you're confident in that, no other business can take you over. So put me over to the next PPF shop. I will not lower my prices. I will not match what they do. What I will do is explain to you what I do and give you a fair, honest price for what we're going to be doing. All right, guys, so that is 3 things and items that I feel like you guys can take to heart when picking a shop. And then if you guys have any other questions or comments or concerns, drop a comment, shoot us a message, give us a call. Number is on the website as well as our Instagram, and we'd love to help you out.